to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name's Carol, and this is a general reading for Pisces, March 2024. And so, Pisces, I'm going to begin today by looking at your energy and to see what you're dealing with, what you're sitting with, if it's a pattern you're seeing coming up again, difficulty with a relationship, particular struggle that you're sitting with. And then what I'm going to do, so that's what you're consciously aware of. And then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to look at your shadow. And we're going to do some shadow work. So if you're unfamiliar with the term shadow work, there's a video in the description box below to explain what it is. And, you know, it's just, this channel is all about healing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at what's sitting in your unconscious that is affecting the situation you're sitting in right now. And then I'm going to ask for some guidance from the tarot. Okay, and then I'll end it with a video that I'll recommend that I've done for you from another channel that I have called Carol Cares. And it usually is going to be something that's going to help you with what you're working through right now. So let's get started. I'm going to ask the tarot right now to give me one card for each area that I'm going to look at, and I'll only take one. If two come out, I'll have to put them back in. Just for the top row, I just want one each. So let's ask the tarot right now for your current energy and what you're sitting in. Ooh, that one fell out nicely. So we have 6 of Pentacles here for your current energy. Also now, what I want to do is look at, okay, so one card for your shadow, please. One card for your shadow. Card for your, ooh, too many fell out here. Card for your shadow, please. These cards tend to stick to each other. But I like the deck. It's the Light Seer's deck, by the way, for to tell you that. Okay, let's get some of these cards out that want to come out. One card, please, for Pisces, for the shadow. There we go. The Queen of Wands in reverse. And one card for advice from the tarot, please. One card. The Ten of Wands. Okay, advice from the tarot is the Ten of Wands. All right, so what I want to do right now is, I did a yearly reading for you in January for 2024, and I'll link it in the description box below. And so I pulled the card from March from your reading. And this is the card that came up for you in March. It was the Tower in reverse. Now, whenever the Tower comes out in a reading, it means that, you know, as there's something significant that's happening in your life that is probably going to take you on a new path. And we all have Tower moments in our life, significant things that come about that happen to us. But when it comes in reverse, what that means for me is that, you know, there are a couple things. First of all, it could be that, you know, there is a major Tower moment in your life right now, but you're failing to see it as that, or you're sort of in denial about it, or you're not wanting to deal with it. Secondly, it could mean that, yes, there is a Tower moment in your life, but it's not as big as, you know, a real Tower moment. So in any case, there is something going on in this March that's happening with you. And, you know, you might be feeling it right now. You might know sort of what's happening. But that is the overriding energy for March right now. So let's just see where you are right now. I'm going to ask the Rider-Waite to clarify these 3 cards right here that I have for the Six of Pentacles, please. 2 cards for the Six of Pentacles. And here we go. I have my 2 cards. So I have the Knight of Cups, and I also have the Ace of Wands. And 2 cards for the Queen of Wands, please, for clarification. Cards, please. Just need one more. There we go. Okay, ooh, we have the Death card. And then right beside it, we have the Devil card. So we'll take a look at those 2 cards. See where those are going to take us. Advice from the Tarot, please. 2 cards. 1. And there's 2. We have the World card in reverse. And then we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so let's start reading here. So where are you sitting? Where's your energy right now? Well, you're sitting with the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is... It's a card in reverse right now, but if you look at this card here in this particular deck, you see how it has a mirror image almost of these 2 hands. You have one that's receiving and the upper one is giving. And so the sixes always have this duality to them. And this particular card, the Six of Pentacles, is always about giving and receiving. And I like the card from the Rider-Waite deck because... And if you notice it, though, it's a real equal exchange here between these 2 individuals. And in the Rider-Waite deck, you have this man that's weighing out. These 2 beggars are sitting in front of this gentleman, and he's weighing out, and he has a scale. And they're asking, you know, one beggar saying, I want 4 pentacles. 4 coins, and he weighs out 4 coins for this beggar. And another one says, you know, I want 6 coins, and so he weighs out 6 coins for that beggar. And it's a whole card. It's a whole idea that, you know, if you think you're worth 4 coins, then that gentleman's going to give you 4 coins. If you think you're worth 6, you're going to get 6. And so this is a whole idea. Sixes are about the receiving and giving, and so it's kind of like whatever you think you're worth is what you're going to receive, right? So it's a card about giving also. So sometimes if we're not feeling good about ourselves, it's hard to give. And so this is a card of really, you know, what sort of energy are you sitting in? And it's in reverse here. So there is a bit of resistance here to maybe look at and to see how are you feeling about yourself, you know, about your self-worth. And for me, the Six of Pentacles can be that whole self-worth card where you look at it and it's like, well, how much do you think you're worth? You know, are you surrounded by people that don't consider you worthy? And so sometimes we attract those kind of people into our life. If we don't feel good about ourselves, those are the type of people, and that's a pattern that keeps showing up, right? And so it's just a question of, you know, and this is kind of asking you, I think it's in reverse here because it's asking us it's asking you to look at that, you know, Pisces, how much do you think you're worth? And because right underneath it there, for clarification, is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is this adolescent part of us that just wants to be free. There's a part of you that wants to be free. There's a part of you that wants to be free and offer your cup, that wants to be free to love, that wants to be free to receive love and to give love. And this is, you know, it's, I can't say it more. The Six of Pentacles is there too. So there's a, and it's a general reading. So you can decide what it is. Are you one of those people that has a hard time giving love? But then sometimes you might have a hard time receiving. It's kind of, they go hand in hand, really. And so maybe you're sitting here in that situation where you're starting to realize that, you know, what is this pattern? What is this pattern I'm sitting in? Where, you know, I have this freedom. I want to give my love. And yet I also have a hard time receiving it when I get it. And it's kind of, you know, this duality here. And the next card that comes out for you is the Ace of Wands. And every time there's an ace, the Ace of Wands is an offer, is a gift from the universe that says, listen, here's a gift here I want. And the wand is all about getting in touch with where you want to take your life. What direction do you want to take your life? So I see here that you're really wanting to see why you have this pattern in your life. Why you have this pattern of having a difficult time receiving love when it comes, and maybe giving love. Either or both. And you're starting to really look at that, and you're wanting to take your life. I mean, and the universe is offering you that. And the universe is saying, you know, let's go look at this. Let's take a look at this. And so what's in your shadow right now that's impacting this that's coming up for you? The Queen of Wands is here. And the Queen's in my decks. She's in reverse. But let's look at her. The Queens are all about that feminine part of us. We all have a feminine part and a masculine part. It has nothing to do with gender. So right now what's in your shadow is this part of you, and you're being asked to look at this, is this feminine part of you that, you know, that is very in touch with, she's the wand, so she has the wand here. So it's very in touch with intuition, very much in touch with creativity, very much in touch with where we want to take our lives. But this in reverse here. So what this tells me, this is in reverse, I'm feeling that, I'm seeing that whenever the Queen is in reverse, it tells me that you're either sitting in some real hopelessness right now, or you're sitting in, or there's some real anger that needs to come out, right? So you're definitely sitting in it, but this is what's sitting in your shadow. And so it's coming up for you to deal with. It's this hopelessness, this feeling of hopelessness, this feeling of anger maybe. And that is what's impacting this whole torment that you're having with this love that this give and take that we talked about at the beginning. The Death card comes up to clarify the Queen. And the Death card is, it's a card where we walk away from something or some things. And so there's something in your shadow where there's a part of you that you need to walk away from, or something that you need to walk away from. Sometimes it's just, you know, going distance from someone. But this card, to clarify it even more, means there are things in your life that have to go. And I think there's something that's sitting in your shadow that has to go. in order for you to start to look at this pattern that is showing up for you. And this will give you some clarification here. Well, the devil says, the devil's all about, you know, attachments. These two people are attached. They feel like they're chained to one another. And sometimes, a lot of times, this could mean anything that's toxic in your life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's an addiction. I mean, we can be addicted to people as well. And so there's something in your shadow that needs to go. It's saying, you know, there's something that's coming up in your unconscious that is that's sort of covered up with some addictions or some attachments right now that are in your life that's covering up what's in the shadow that has to go. And I know this sounds really deep, but there's just something that you really need to look at that is in your shadow that is really that you know, somebody needs to go, and I'm not sure, or something needs to go in your life. And this is what this happening here. And it could be something, you know, somebody from our past that has caused us a lot of pain. And sometimes we need to take some distance from that person. So there's somebody here that's coming up, or something that's coming up that you need to let go of. Now, for advice from the tarot, and it's kind of interesting here where the advice from the tarot is you have the Ten of Wands is where, you know, if you think of the Nine of Wands, it's the Nine of Wands is someone that has this this headband on, they have been fighting a battle and trying to take their life in a certain direction, and trying, because that's what wands are all about, is like they're a creative suit that talks about taking your life in a different direction. And look at her, she's finally walking away, and she's just had enough, and it's like, I'm taking my stuff and I'm going. And so this really is a call from the universe here to walk away from whatever. I mean, it's a general reading, right? I'm not here to tell you to walk away from certain people or certain things, but I'm just saying, I think you need to look at what this means for you, because in some of you, you know, you'll know what I'm talking about here, but I think sometimes it's like, okay, this is enough. I have put so much love and effort into this situation that I'm sitting in right in here. And maybe you're sitting in a situation where you have given so much love, but it hasn't been returned. And sometimes that's, you know, this is what this could be too, where you're sitting in that situation now that I see what's going on over here for the advice. And so, yeah, I guess it's up to you to decide, you know, it's a general reading here. So the World card comes up here, and the World card is, you know, I think when it's not in reverse, the World card to me means you've reached a point where you're really getting in touch with yourself, and you're really, you know, aware of your emotions that are coming up. And the World card can just mean you're living in, you know, a peaceful existence. You're living in a happy existence. You're finally comfortable being you. And the universe wants you to get there. It's in reverse right now. And so that means that, you know, there's still some things that need to be done for you to get to that place where you're peaceful and you're happy inside with you. And the last card here is the Page of Swords. And the world says, well, in order to get in touch with some peace in your life around the situation that you're sitting in right now, the Page of Swords comes up, because the pages in my deck are all about my inner children, your inner children, that younger part of us. that needs to be heard, needs to be listened to. I talked earlier about the sixes where you have that give and take, right? So we have to learn how to listen to what our younger part of us wants to tell us. And because the Page of Swords is that younger part of us that knows our truth, that's going to cut through the bullshit, that's going to really lead us to a place where we get to know each other more, get to know ourselves more. Sorry, not each other. Get to know ourselves more, right? That's what that sword is all about. And so the universe really wants to help you, get you to a place where you are able to start to get to know yourself more. But I think there's some letting go that needs to happen first. That's sitting in your shadow. So that you can start to feel that real love that you deserve again, that real love from you, and to start to feel that real love from you and show that love to yourself. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to leave you with a video that talks about emotional journaling and what you do with all these emotions that will come up once you start, getting still with yourself and starting to listen to your inner child and starting to hear these things that are coming up. And you're going to need a place to put all that stuff. And I do it through my journaling. So I'll leave a video for you on the emotional journaling at the end. And I'm also finally going to leave you with a spirit animal deck. Oracle card here from the Spirit Animal Pocket Deck. And it's by Colette Baron-Reid. And I really like this deck. She has some really good meanings that come out with these cards. And I like which one I picked for you today. Well, I didn't pick it, it came out. So I'm going to say the universe sent it to you. Okay, Pisces, reclaim your power. It takes courage to face challenges, and right now. Panther Spirit is here to say that you are braver than you think. Now is the time to take a risk and step into a different aspect of your being. Speak as you have never spoken before. Act as you have always dreamed you might have the courage to act. Love fearlessly and fully, and expect to feel the adrenaline rush as you are initiated into a new, braver, bolder self. Panther Spirit says the time for dreaming about what you want to do is giving way to that first courageous act toward reclaiming your Panther Spirit and power. Your new identity may feel strange at first, but you have what it takes and your soul wants this. Be bold. Wow, that's beautiful for you. And I can say that once you walk away from whatever it is that you need to walk away from, where you start to really, listen to what you need to do. And that's when I think you're going to start to feel the new you coming out and going into that direction, Here's the going into that new direction right here. That's where the universe wants to take you, into that new direction. So take care, Pisces, and I will talk to you mid-month. Bye-bye.